Hi guys! Today I wanted to plow through and do another video. I was really inspired to show some of the workings of my spreads that I like to use, especially the ones that I use the most. So this one is like my main spread that I'm going to go through with you, one that I use very often. And it's a really nice, lovely spread, so I thought I would share it with you guys. So hopefully you guys like it too, and yeah. Okay guys, so I'm going to show you one of my most used spreads. It's a 7-card spread, and it's it's one that I use if someone's just got a quick question. You know, we don't want to go into crazy in depth, but it gives us a lot of information. You know, something that maybe if you got like 10-15 minutes time, like a quick kind of reading more so, this is the one I use. I use it also just daily as well. If it's more situational and that I'm looking into certain areas, you know, where I've got an actual question, then I'll often use this spread for that. Rather than just daily energies, I have a 3-card spread that I use more for that. But for this one, here, I'll just give a little shuffle to these cards. I'll show you how it goes. I like to shuffle just to, I don't know, be authentic to the cards and see what happens to lay out in front of us. All right. Okay. I'm gonna cut this. Okay. So, let's see if we can get it into frame okay. Oh, I'm gonna have to slide her over a little bit. We can do it. If I have to, I might actually change the angle a little bit on this camera, so you might get bumped around just for a moment. Now, I did say that this was a 7-card spread, but I'll show you what I do in just 1 second to get those last 2 cards. Okay, so what I do, okay, so I had shuffled my deck and I laid out these cards. Now what I do, all those cards were pulled from the top. So my bottom cards, I always find the bottom card of the shuffled deck is very important to the situation. Anytime I've glanced at it, it always really resonates with the reading and is additional information. So I actually pull a bottom card from the deck, from the pull. That is significant to the reading. And then I pull one more and I place it here. So I'll tell you what the positions mean for this reading. Yeah, just so you have kind of an idea, and if you ever want to use this spread, you can too. So these first 2 cards are the main situation. The main thing that's going on. So this could portray a certain person, a particular person who's younger in energy, maybe a young entrepreneur, someone who wants to embark, going out, you know, and experience life, and what he's kind of thinking about mustering up. And then we have the 5 of Cups, so that's usually there's an element of depression or sadness, something that's holding him back from going out. Now, for me, when I read these cards, I also see like these birds kind of hanging out there. And so that says to me that, you know, definitely there's things that haven't been resolved from the past, certain things that need to be let go before he can move forward. So that's my situation. Then we have on top what is known about the situation already, what he already realizes. And what he realizes is, for me, what I see in this one, we've got the King of Pentacles, is that this is where he's wanting to head, maybe perhaps to be a leader of an organization, corporation, certain business, you know, and be bringing in full abundance. You know, there's obviously a certain significant amount of material wealth there where he can, you know, support himself, his family, and people that he wants to see and help grow as well. So obviously there's certain status that he's trying to move towards. But again, there's those things that are underneath that hasn't been reflected into, hasn't been looked at. So that's this one. This one is, again, what he already knows about the situation, what the querent knows. Querent, I should say. This card right here is my advice card. This is almost like the guides, what they're trying to say to us. What is their advice in this situation? And where is this situation going? That's what this card is here. So with this particular reading, we have advice, we have an element of hope, because this is our star card in the Tarot Mucha. So there's an element of finding hope and inner peace within oneself, like stillness, becoming grounded, and just taking in, you know, the energies that are around you before you embark on this. Maybe he's pushing a little bit too hard, trying to make and force things to happen rather than allowing them to happen in their own way, their natural cycle. And the star card by no means is like a pushing kind of card, a forcing card. It's more of a releasing card and reflecting. I can even see these little other stars around here kind of almost being a part of this reflection, but you're illuminating it, almost like the hermit would do. So then we come to our situation of where it's going. So this was situation, this is guidance, and sorry, this was the result of where everything's heading. So it looks like if they were to stick with this and keep going this way, that there's going to be more contrast, more competition perhaps, more obstacles in this person's way if they continue the way they're going. If we ease up and try not to force so much, maybe go with the flow a little more, then this should probably ease up. So once we know that, then we kind of look under here, because this is it's going to give us some additional information, additional advice on what's going on here. Now this card, the very first card underneath this deck, is what the querent doesn't know, what they don't realize they're actually working on about this situation. And then this card, the second one, is the big one. This card is the main lesson. So this is what they don't know about the situation, what's kind of underneath, what's hidden. And this is the main lesson out of all of this. So the emotional upset, the discord, you know, with others, contrast with others, and what they, this is what's hidden, what they don't realize. More subconscious, more higher self workings, how spirit is working with this particular person. So for this one, the what's hidden, what they don't realize, is that their cup is half full rather than half empty. That's the way I see this. This card is kind of saying the cups are half empty, where this card is more, to me, saying it's half full. It's being more optimistic of what you do have, having that gratitude, those wishes, those hopes, those dreams, keeping more on the positive, the light. What is it really about this situation that you absolutely love and adore? What's feeding your soul? Not focusing so much on what's lacking, what's missing in your situation. What is it doing for you right now? How is it helping others? How is it filling up other people's cups and the people around you? How is it nourishing them? So having that piece of gratitude is really, really important here. Now that is what is hidden. And then this position here is the big lesson. Now, it's not a major arcana, and that's okay. Sometimes big lessons don't have to be major arcanas. With this one, we have the Two of Pentacles. This says to me it's an element of change. they're embarking on something completely new. So obviously we're going to have little wobbly moments. It's also a balance card, trying to find your inner balance, you know, not letting this stuff take over so much, maybe allowing some playfulness coming in here, some dreaming. You know, sometimes we get so stuck in that 3D world that we forget to dream. We forget to, you know, aspire to have certain things and think it's possible. So looking at our belief systems. So this is also finding balance financially. Maybe we're putting our funds into certain areas all in one pot, but maybe it's not being spread out enough. Yeah, so this is all about maintaining a balance within your life, material wise, healthy living wise, and allowing and knowing that this metamorphosis, a change is about to happen. Anytime I see the Two of Pentacles, I always think of the Wild Unknown Tarot. And it's I'm pretty sure it's a butterfly, and it really is symbolic to that change. So for me, this is very important change when I see this card. And there is going to be turbulence with this change, and that's just part of the journey. That's part of that process. But it doesn't mean that just because there's turbulence, you're not going to get there. Maybe that's part of what you're learning to get to where you're needing to go. So this is my most main used spread, and I'll use this in conjunction with like a larger spread. Say it's like someone's here for like a 1 hour reading. We'll all pull for Oracle. We go over the channeled reading. Then we'll do maybe the larger spread, the big one, and maybe if they have just an additional question, we'll actually go through with this kind of spread. Like some people just do a basic 4-card spread, but for me, I'm always looking for additional cards just to give me a little bit more idea of what these ones are talking about. So I like having these guys because they're clarifiers. They're kind of saying like, what's the bigger picture here? What does this person already know, and what they're knowing that like they're working towards, but maybe just having a difficult time. So yeah, I find this spread very helpful, and I hope you guys do too. Thanks again for watching, and we'll talk to you later. Goodbye.